Frank, what's the main takeaway from a game like that? The slow start, roaring back from a 20-point deficit, all the guys off the bench, and then building the lead, and then just not executing down the stretch finally.
Yeah, proud of the guys that got us back in the game. Those guys gave us a good lift, but we didn't play well enough to win a basketball game tonight. Credit to Orlando Magic, they played extremely well. Whether they have guys in or out of the lineup, the guys that played extremely well. Fultz was terrific with a triple-double. Vooch and AG were really good, and all their role players that got extended minutes. Made the best of them, very similarly to what we did in OKC. And you just got to credit your opponent.
Frank, how can you reflect on going 22-0 against teams sub 500 before tonight, and on the night when it is broken, you fall down 20, but still make it a one-possession game?
Yeah, we got a good team. Even when we're not at our best, we have the ability to rally and almost get past our deficiencies early in the game. And but just want enough tonight. And this is a team that's they've got a playoff culture. They were a playoff team last year, the third best team in the East, second half of the year. They're very well coached, and they're tied together on a defensive end, and they made things difficult for us tonight. Even the guys that don't play the regular minutes, those guys just made the best of their opportunities.
Coach, y'all had a lot of momentum going into the fourth, and even going at the end of the fourth. Where do you feel like where the momentum shifted at?
Well, they made shots. We missed 2 dunks. I mean, it's stuff happens sometimes. I mean, those are no answer types of plays. I mean, but they made us pay on the other end. They shot 11 for 18 in the fourth quarter. Whether we defended well or had breakdowns, they made shots. So, sometimes you got to just credit your opponent.
What have you seen from Quinn Cook this season and his ability to have such streaky play?
Yeah, I'm happy for him that right now he's getting an extended opportunity to play, and he's showing what he can do. He's a good player. He played in the playoffs for us. We have great depth on this team. He'd be playing in a rotation on most teams. But we've got a veteran team that is very deep, especially at that position. So credit to him for staying ready and making the best of his opportunity. He was terrific tonight.
LeBron had a little bit of a slow start offensively, at least, and then ultimately finished with his career high in assists. Can you just what did you feel like? What did you take from his game tonight and the way that it kind of ebbed and flowed for him?
The way it ended? Ebbed and flowed. I thought he was terrific. The first half he was clearly trying to get his teammates involved, and was really facilitating, getting guys open looks all over the place. Some went down, some didn't. But he played the same way. With when Quinn and KCP and Troy were in there, those guys were making shots. That's why we finished with those guys. And I think LeBron played an exceptional. Play a game with 19 assists without playing an exceptional game. So,
Frank, what is the last week or so? Not that a couple of games results changed a lot of your thinking, but what does this tell you about some of your role players and just kind of the confidence you can have in them going forward to get you in position to close out games?
Yeah, it's just there's gonna be some nights where your main guys aren't getting it done, or you just want to change the game. So it's not. I don't want to pin this on guys that not playing well. Sometimes the group's not playing well, and you just got to try something different. And that was the case tonight. And I have a lot of confidence in those guys. And this, quite frankly, doesn't really change that. I'm not surprised that Quinn Cook and Troy Daniels come in and do what they did. And KCP, of course, as well. So it doesn't really change anything for me other than just reaffirms the confidence that I have in those guys.
Frank, sorry, I realize, tonight sort of personally injuries and stuff had something to do with it, but broadly speaking, what are the situations, the matchups where you do look at Quinn and Troy and say, like, this situation really suits them well, where you want to use them?
Well, part of it is who's playing well. Part of it is, the skill set that's needed on both ends of the floor. Right, they were small. They play lineup with Vooch, Aaron, and basically Terrence at the 3, whether Fournier is in there or not. And that makes it difficult to have 3 6'10" guys out there, 6'8" guys out there. So we would have left Kuz in there. but we knew that it would be a matchup problem. The other three guys were playing really well, so it was an easy decision to go with those guys. And those were the guys who are shooting the ball the best. And against Orlando's defense, they're going to have 5 in the paint all night. So we want to make sure we have shooters on the weak side. And they did the job on that end. We just didn't get enough stops.
Frank, the way that the Magic were able to get in the paint tonight, especially toward the end, is that sort of reflective of maybe the gaps that AD would fill in on defense if he were available?
Yeah, somewhat. But, like I said, I mean, they made the playoffs because of the space that Nick Vucevic at the center position, Aaron Gordon at the 4 position, it gives their penetrators, and they're very difficult to guard with that closing lineup that they have, and that was probably the bigger reason that there was so much space for those guys to go to work. I trust our bigs, Dwight and JaVale, to win most battles at the rim, but Fultz had a few too many buckets, and sometimes the game goes that way. Those guys have been dominant at the rim for us. They weren't bad tonight. They made plenty of stops, but like I said, we were just as a group, a couple stops too short.